How does a highly successful woman with so much to offer end up choosing a narcissist as a partner? Usually, despite knowing better and despite knowing that she's a catch. Typically, this doesn't make sense to anybody else. She's very successful in her career. She has great friends. She takes good care of herself. So why then does she end up choosing these partners who treat her badly and everyone sees it but her? I've said it 100 times if you're not new to my content, and I'll say it 100 more times. The emotional wounds that you don't heal will continue to influence who you choose and tolerate and are attracted to as partners. It will unconsciously drive your choices in life, be it life choices or dating choices. And particularly for the high achieving woman, she has some specific flavors of trauma and emotional wounding that can lead her, when unchecked, to being attracted to narcissistic partners. One of these wounds is that she usually gets her sense of self-worth or perceived self-worth from productivity and achievement, which directly relates to this internal core wound of not feeling good enough and chasing love and approval and validation. She also probably learned to chase love and care and attention from her caregivers. If I'm perfect, if I have minimal needs, if I achieve a lot, then I get love and attention. If I'm the easy child, then I get love and attention, then I'm safe. So she ends up on this hamster wheel of accomplishing in life. Do more, achieve more, be more beautiful, more intelligent, more this, more that, because then people will love me and then I will stay safe. It's like an internal rat race of trying to feel good enough. And the same thing will show up in her dating and relationship experiences as well. So when you enter this man who comes in with all of this, what she feels like is big, bold, masculine energy, right? It's wounded masculine energy, but it comes off as masculine energy. Number one, it's attractive to her because she's typically a decision maker in her life. And so somebody else who's bold enough to take the lead and take initiative and make decisions will be attracted to her because she's perceiving it as she gets to be in her feminine. His energy feels safe and certain and sturdy, which is something that she's lacking internally, so he will be attractive to her. Even though he's not those things, it's how it feels in the moment. That's her perception of him. This will kind of soothe her unsteady and anxious parts that are always looking for, how do I be pleasing? How do I stay safe? And with narcissists, they really lay out the rules for what makes them happy and what doesn't, which is very much what she's used to in her family environment and how she was nurtured growing up. So he will make it very clear, these things make me happy, these things don't make me happy. And she has so many parts that have already been nurtured into her to comply with that go, okay, this is what you want, I can be that, check. I'll be easy, I'll please you. Her whole body and her nervous system is wired to this already. Proving, chasing, earning, enduring mistreatment, thinking it's her fault, self-blaming, that is a match for the system that he's looking for from a partner, a narcissist. Internally, she's thinking, if I can just get this difficult person to love me, then I've proved that I am lovable. Then it means I'm finally good enough. And if I am a good girl, then I will be lovable. And if I'm just lovable enough, then he'll choose me. And then I prove to myself that I'm choosable and good enough. You see the cycle? This is why I say the emotional wounds that you don't heal are going to drive your choices. Usually this type of woman really struggles with being in her body. She thinks that she's in touch with her feelings. This is so common, such a niche thing, but you'll get it if you get it. She feels like she's in touch with her feelings because she could tell me how she feels. She can intellectualize it and verbalize it. But she is usually, 90% of the time, deeply disconnected from her actual body, her felt sensations, and honoring them. She's really used to gaslighting herself out of how she feels, rationalizing bad behavior, and not really dropping into, how do I feel? Am I angry? Am I sad? What do I need? Because our whole system is programmed to look for safety, which means be the good girl, be easy, be pleasing. One of my past clients, I'll call her client R, was in a 10-year narcissistically abusive relationship and a highly successful woman, a psychiatrist, very successful in her practice, living in a big, beautiful city in her own place, by all accounts, had a big, beautiful life and friends and success. And she felt stuck on this guy for 10 years who was deeply mistreating her. Everyone else was baffled, except when you understand that these emotional wounds are at play, it actually just makes sense. It's quite simple. And so we worked together in private coaching for about 6 months, some really intensive work, because she said to me, Brie, I don't want to go back, and I'm afraid that I will if he comes back. And we did this intensive work on healing her sense of self-worth, her discernment, these emotional wounds from childhood of fear of abandonment, fear of rejection. We dealt with those. We also started recalibrating her nervous system to healthy love so she could identify what that looked like and move toward it, and to start dropping into her body more and more through what I use in my practices, our somatic-based healing practices specific to relationship healing, within my work. There are lots of methods. I like to use this particular method. And as she started to drop into her body and reconnect with it, reconnect with her feminine energy, creating her own sense of security, this man who she used to be stuck on like kryptonite was no longer attractive to her. She was actually getting the ick because she didn't want to be smushed. She didn't want to be controlled because she trusted herself. She trusted her own body. And so that level of domineering, criticizing, overtaking was now, ugh, no. When she started dating again, it was amazing. She started noticing such a different type of man coming toward her, secure and healthy and pursuing her. She got to lean back and feel secure. They matched the healing work that she had done. Funny how that works. And then she met her now partner, who was so sweet. They clicked right away. Very reliable, steady, dependable, empowered masculine. When he asked her to be his girlfriend, he brought in like dozens of roses and made it a huge scene. She felt so special. And now they've been together 6 months, a year. They're looking at rings, very happy. Moral of the story being, you have agency in shifting this. If you are this woman, you are not stuck. I promise you, you're not the first person to go to this. My entire clientele is usually this type of woman. So if you're struggling with this, follow me on Instagram. I do daily stories on things like this all the time. And if you want more formal support, DM me what's going on Instagram, and we can talk about what type of support can get you to this healthy, secure place.